Okay, now I'm live. Cool. This doesn't make sense, does it? Is it live now? It is. Scam. Hello. Hello. A wonderful day. To you. Hello. Yeah, because YouTube just said going live is not available. You can't go live right now. This is not available. You can't go right now, etc., etc. So, yeah, I just basically had to triple, quadruple, pentuple, quintuple, chicken nugget check if I'm actually live. So where's my chat for today? It is on this side, so we have to move it again. Oop, let's just put this one here. Hello. Between Lucian and Kha'zix, who wins? Lucian wins, but the Kha'zix has a substantially easier. So if both players are bad, the Kha'zix is more likely to win. If both players are very good, the Lucian is more likely to win. Can't lose. The winner's queue is enabled. Listening during the lunch break. Wonderful. I'm escaping right now. So you're enjoying your life? He in fact is. He's listening to those relaxing tunes and yeah. Listens how I yap about my day and the game. Finally, I'm not late. Yeah, we have China review today. The low mechanical champions. So anything that doesn't require many inputs. So for example, Malphite, Garen, Vigar, all these like low input champions. Nope, you're not late. You like Zac? Zac would be an interesting addition. Who would I like to see? Like, I'm a huge Nidalee fan, so... Yeah, you need to learn how WildRift works. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. He wants Bard. You're a criminal. Cute Chronix gameplay review when? I think I'll start with a Patreon thing, and then I'll slowly work my way towards the Chronix things. Gangplank. Nah. That's crazy, man. Imagine all the... just probably too difficult in this game. And... they're making everything easier. Like, they're making everything easier in the game. So yeah, I don't know how they'll make what is it called? How they'll make GP work. Roadmap from noob to god. True. While liking Bar, cause this champion is a criminal champion. Come on now. This little Giga gamer just walks around the map, pisses people off, and doesn't die. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm currently talking to Vex. So, sorry for the late responses. A new video comes out, by the way, in 45 minutes. It's about Aurelian Soul, and I'm watching Darkbreaker. I changed a bit of the video in the early stages to show you how the spells, like what the spells really do. Because in his video, the translation from the picture he showed was a little bit hard to read, so I just made it a little bit better. Oh, well, I'll screenshot this and I'll send it to Vex. Look at that. It's crazy. They're missing you. Kindred bot lane with the Taric. Can we get an early Syndra build? I mean, an early Syndra build will always be the same, no? Like, let me just do you know if I can give me a second, can I just do this without everything being leaked? I don't have pictures added, right? I don't even have... Yeah, I don't have... Yeah, I need to fix that later on. But yeah, you will, like Syndra will just go for Boots of Mana, Ludens, Probably Inf Orb, Death Cap, Crown if needed, Soul Stealer, X. And for runes, you'll go First Strike, probably Gathering, Giant, because you don't have any other option, it's gonna be Bloodline, and then you have Transcendence, Bone Plating, Mana Flow, like these kind of ideas. What do you suggest to make Blade viable again? I think next patch Blade will become better as an item because they add high HP items, which will help Blade. But they need to increase the general 80 of the item to make it better. So yeah, I think this will be a pretty decent cookie cutter build for Syndra. Like, I don't think you can do much wrong with this. Yeah, that's why they need to. That's why they still need to increase the damage. I mean, if enemy has 7k HP, 6% is still a decent amount. If they have 2.5k and armor, it's not a decent amount. It's still, you know? There's still a massive difference. And if you add more and more items with just HP and AD, Blade will increase in value against these targets, as Divine will also increase in value. Nah, it will not be a tank meta because these items are bruiser items. All of the items that we get are bruiser items. So yeah. There's no high elo in WildRift anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. How can I explain? Let's explain jungle. How does jungle work? Rift Kit. Let me give you the rundown on how it works. Okay. So, this is not the WildRift map, but it will suffice, okay? So, you have camps here. And then you have the same here. So, what is there to look out for a jungle? How does a jungle work? Okay, first, understanding PvE. What is PvE supposed to mean? Income. PvE is consistent income versus monsters, which in this very instance would be your jungle pathing. Right? This is the general idea of consistent income. Now, what else do we have to factor in? Enemy jungle matchup aggression. Is the enemy jungle... let me put it this way then. Here. I think that's easier to see then because there's no chat on that side, okay? So, enemy jungle matchup in terms of aggression or being afraid. Okay, cool. So, you have the little giggle sticks starting his double camp here. That is the fiddle. Now you're playing Lucian, who is very weak in terms of getting invaded. It's the fiddlesticks, right? So, what is the typical jungle path of Champion X? What is your typical path? How can you punish theirs? How can yours be punished? These are like typical questions you ask yourself when it comes to jungling, right? Now, the next step we have to input here is lane matchups. Which lane do you believe will win? Does it play a role? Does it matter? Do you have a pre-mate in this position? Like, for example, if you play with a pre-mate in duo queue, you'll most likely be better off, if this is the pre-mate's lane, to probably always automatically path to his lane. In most instances. Because you can rely on him. In solo queue, it's not that, well, not that easy. But in solo queue, you have to be very, very consistent when it comes to your own income. This part here. Combining it with the enemy jungle aggression and your idea of how you want to play the game. And by combining this, you get to the next point, which is jungle timers. If you remember the Evelyn video, where the enemy fiddlesticks, for whatever reason, started, or on the stream, started here, and he invaded as an Evelyn here. He got the timer of all these camps, which means automatically that once he has completed the play up here, he is able to return to his jungle, and after completing his jungle, he can recall, and because he has the timers of these jungle camps, and the enemy obviously has an interest of taking these camps because they want income as well, he can go to these camps and deny the enemy these camps, as well as getting a kill on the enemy champion. With this happening, the map is basically split in half for the enemy, and you can make so many plays happen around these other lanes here because you control this jungle. And it depends on the enemy laners to deny you this. And if they don't, you basically accelerate ahead and allow yourself to have more impact. And then after this, it's about a cycle of keeping these timers in your head. Like, if you know that these are on cooldown, these are dead, and you haven't seen enemy jungle, like, he must probably be somewhere on the other side of the map. Which means you can alert your teammates that something is happening there, you can clear the jungle camp, you can recall and then go for a counter gank. All these options are applicable. It is just an information game. Jungle equals information game. And with that information, you can then decide what will happen next. Needlessly to say, this doesn't always go right because people are not playing in a perfect world. And therefore, you have to calculate that some of your games will be lost. Then the next thing comes into play, which is then objectives. So now we've talked about the early time of the game. Now we need to talk about objectives. So, you want to spend gold pre-objective. You obviously don't want to idle around the map with no gold spent. And you want to be in your strongest form to have the biggest potential impact around an objective. And then how do you decide which objective do you want to take and which one you can take? Okay. Beautiful art, I'm Picasso. Herald versus Dragon. Herald will allow you to snowball. Herald equals snowball, gold, pressure. Dragon, scaling, if you can even call this scaling at all, because these stats are pitiful. Then the next question is, how many people are available for you to do something? And if your team is trolling, like your team is trolling, you can't change too much about this and you simply have to adjust. Let's say the enemy walks with 2 people here, goes for the Herald and brings in a 3rd person here, even though you're stronger, and your team is having the time of their lives, even going from top lane to here to go for Dragon, you can't stay with the Herald because you will die, and dying is objectively worse than losing Herald. So you have to adjust and sadly take Dragon. And the same applies the way around. In the least amounts of games, you will have a situation where you as a jungler are strong enough to solo this objective, while your team is smart enough to deny the enemy as a 3-man squad that they can take Dragon, whereas the top laner stays up here. And this situation where you get the Herald as the jungler while your team denies the enemy Dragon puts the enemy team in a very, very, very bad spot. Because they can't trade, they lost the soul condition, which is basically like a glimmer of hope for them. And not only this, you still gain the most gold possible because the enemy has to position in a way around the Dragon that will leave mid lane completely exposed, so you can either go there with the Herald or push it without the Herald, because if the enemy is dancing around said Dragon on this side, they obviously can't magically appear here. And if all people are looking at each other in mid lane, you can just drop the Herald mid lane, let this Herald get the mid lane tower, and then just peace out towards this side of the map and take it again. And your goal is to do as many of these things without relying on anyone. So how can you play jungle without relying? Like, what can you do? Full clear or champ aggression? And hello. Like, full clearing the jungle is the highest income you can possibly have in the most consistent way, which doesn't really have much counterplay unless the enemy is expending high efforts to stop you from doing so. Remember the PvE part. Don't flip objectives. Understand that you can side lane as a jungler. He's still decent. And the more you decrease the dependency you believe you have as a jungler, because quote-unquote objective, quote-unquote, objectives in this game do not really matter. Like, any change they have done to the jungle role has been pretty much whatever. Like, objectives, Dragon, Herald, are not the end of the game. The only really influential objectives are Elder and Baron. Only these two are very, very highly impactful. game losing, and game winning. All the other objectives in the entirety of the game are not as valuable or game deciding as many people make them out to be. So as a jungle, you can focus on solely yourself to the best of your ability and influence the map by all these things I just told you about, and then still win. I mean, you can't change your teammates, so there's nothing to do. Like, you can't change your teammates. Like, I know these people run it down for fun, and there's nothing you can do about this. And it's sadly the reality of things, so there we are. And now, like, we talked about all of this, so now let's take a look at a real game of a Patreon sub, and let's take a look what he did. So let's pull this all to the side, pull over the Kha'zix. Let's take a look at how it looks on stream. Let's turn off this music here. Let's take a look here. Where is the chat? The chat is a little bit in a bad spot, so let me pull the chat over to here. Okay, and hello everyone. So yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter if he does. Like, it's just about like showcasing the good things, right? So, quickly think about matchups. Enemy has Diana in jungle, a relatively slow jungle clearer, not really strong in the early stages of the game. We have Kha'zix, a champion infamous to wanting to hit level 5. We have matchups that are in our favor in the sense of scaling, but it's gold elo, so we can't really make any statement about this one, so things could be very, very scary, very, very fast. But just looking at this in the sense of a game plan, we are more than happy to just hit level 5, and the moment we are level 5, we can basically play around perma-invades. We also take a look at this scenario here that we see that they have a Fiora, and Fiora is very, very infamous for playing very aggressive. So that's something we have to keep in mind. He started with the control ward, very good, places down the control ward, swaps to sweeper, very, very nice. You want to do this because you want the early game security from this ward to then swap back to a sweeper, because as you clear your jungle, you'll get your cooldown back, and it will make your life easier. So remember what I just said about the Fiora. In this game, we could have, if we wanted to, change our path for the Fiora because we expect her to do something. Alternatively, depending on how the Fiora plays in this game, we can also change from a full clear to a partial clear to then look what she is doing, because we also know that Diana isn't the fastest at clearing the jungle in the early stages. So right now we'll just see typical jungle clear. Nothing happening too much. He spots the Diana or Diana. So does he know? Did he see enough that she had red buff? Like, this is almost a question, because if he sees that she has red buff, he will know that she didn't do these. She did this into this and then transitions. So the Diana or Diana doesn't do a full clear. So we know that the enemy Crux will be available, which is something we have to keep in mind, because it's something we can take away from her. And I really hope he took Overgrowth. He's gonna pop the plant here to probably spot the Diana in the enemy jungle to make sure that his team knows, even though everybody should know already. We spot the Diana. He now transitions. So the question is, please don't do Scuttle right now. I don't think it's valuable to do so. Yeah, it's not possible for her to do the Crux in the same time. So this Scuttle Crab is not really that valuable to take down early because it barely grants you any EXP, and the only reason for you to go up there would have been for a proactive gank if you knew that would happen in the way it did. Because from my perspective, a Scuttle taking this early rather influences your spawn timers in a negative manner. Because clearing your camps has priority over clearing Scuttle in a sense of EXP and gold, especially if you know it will not be contested. I mean, the thing is, like right now, what is the preferable outcome of this play up here? Like, both of these enemy bot lane champions have abilities that allow them to jump away. So why are we trying to go for a play when or if we could get our level 5 and take the enemy Crux because we know they are available and we knew where the Diana was previously, and put ourselves in a spot where we are way stronger. Scuttle is completely irrelevant because it doesn't do anything for you. The way you saw Diana on the map earlier already tells you where she will be. And all that we have done so far is putting ourselves in a spot where we can't influence the map because we tried to help people we physically can't help. And now the Jinx is saying, jungle. Like, no. Absolutely no. And the next thing is, you have to always adjust how you play. And yes, of course, how you play according to the elo you're in. Like, if you see that a play is going to happen, and you can, like, deny it. Yes, you saw her XP, and you know that she can't clear these camps so fast. And now we know where the Diana is, so please don't go for the Crux, but go in the enemy jungle, clear the Scuttle Crab, and trap for the Diana and kill the Diana at the Gromp or the blue buff. Now we trap here, we don't start this, no. We want to bait the Diana in and fight the Diana because it's very likely that the Diana comes, so we would rather wait a few seconds up there in that brush and then maybe go for a cheeky kill. And there she is. And this champion can't defend herself against us because we are Kha'zix. We don't really care about the Fiora here, we can't really kill her, she will just walk away. We can waste our time, it doesn't really do anything, we rather take the enemy camp, reset for tempo, and then go instantly to Herald with all the gold spent. Because now, you see, we are late, we can't reset anymore to be there on spawn, we have 2000 gold in our pocket, so our entire lead doesn't exist. It simply doesn't exist. Luckily for us though, we see the Diana mid lane, so she will be delayed for the dragon. It's very likely that she even does the red buff beforehand, if I'm not mistaken, because we didn't get a red buff reset from the Diana kill, which means that she must be up there somewhere, being either on the dragon or the red buff. So in case, if people are wondering why he places Herald down here, because there are more platings available, which then leads to more gold. I mean, there's no point to get angry, is there? And you see, right now he has his entire lead in his inventory. Like, he has billions upon billions of WildRift money in his inventory. So now he has invested into the most damaged variant, which is the Duskblade. He sees currently what's going on the map. So the question is, does he have information on what he can do on the map? And if so, what information does he have available? If he goes for the Leap Evolve, he now can just easily kill everyone, and he just has to understand where will be the Diana next. We have the timer on a jungle camp, so we are most likely going to present it with another opportunity to get the Diana killed. Whereas, you see here, we are going for a play even though we have camps available, we have enemy camps respawning because we have all the timers of these camps. Because we have cleared them before. We have every bit of information, and we could use this information to our advantage. Compared to running around and hoping something works out. And then it's just a battle of consistency. The easiest way to come back in WildRift is usually just sitting side lane. Because people don't care about side lane waves. Nobody gives a flying shit about side lane waves. And we also know where Diana is going to go next. She's going to go to a blue buff because she has died before this was cleared. And voila, she's there. She comes from a blue side. And we still know that her entire bot side is available. And we still haven't done anything. Like, you see, right now we are removing the entire advantages we had and turning them into nothing because we are not using the information available to us to punish the enemy's mistakes. Like, all of this has been available for, I think, 2 minutes or something, and only now we are finally making our appearance in the enemy jungle. And you're like, Kha'zix is an assassin champion. You want to have people in isolated points. You want to trap for them. You want to punish a lack of vision. You want to punish that you have information and they don't. You want to be this sneaky little goblin hiding in the enemy jungle somewhere when you know that somebody is going to come because you know they want to get gold. And the same applies to minion waves. If you see a minion wave that is massive and some enemy is probably going to take it, then you can just be there. And that makes it so much easier to find good plays, because you're not as dependent on people actually doing something in a situation that should have never occurred in the first place. So, like, just by looking at this with all the things we talked about earlier, how much better could he have performed in this game doing all of this? How terrible would Diana's life be? And how consistent would it be? And like in this game, Edge of Night will provide a lot of value. Like, his team is not in a position right now to do anything about this dragon. Like, you see, So you don't care. If your team doesn't want to and there's 15 billion people here, you just don't care. There's no reason to waste your time. Because instead of standing around because your team refuses to come, you could have just cleared the jungle, went into the enemy jungle, wait in the enemy jungle after you've cleared your jungle, and then trap for somebody again. And then you could have used this pressure to push on the other side of the map, while they just got the second dragon, which doesn't matter at all. And again, we are in a situation where we're not doing anything proactive in the game. Even though we could have. Yeah, his teammates are performing well, and the thing is, like, it's a very good example to showcase what he could have done more, because so far he has been rather a spectator than an active participant. Like, how these fights are played, he basically puts himself into a spot where he just dies for fun, even though his champion as an assassin has so much possibility to trap for people instead of just jumping in. And he really needs to get a little bit tankier this game. And I don't think he has overgrowth if I take a look at his age. Or does he? Like, I don't know. I really hope he has. And this is one of the beauties of the Kha'zix. You can just jump and give the enemy a lovely tap on the back. That is something though which usually comes with indecisiveness. Like, people are uncertain if they can go for a play, then they make a play, then after a brief moment of processing information, they see, oh wait, I can do this, and then they do this even though they can't, because the moment in which they could, this moment has already passed. And then they jump in, because they have this little delay in processing. He had the Baron debuff when it comes to smiting, which is very rough, because your normal damage is reduced by 50%. And again, take a good look at what we know on the map, who we see, and what we know will spawn. Like, we know Diana just came from the top half of the map with her bottom side spawning. We know that. That is information we have available. We also know that the enemy will have a soul point in about 45 seconds. And again, why are we transitioning sides? Even though we saw Diana transition towards the other side and we are Kha'zix, we can just go for a quick little saying hello without really much threat. Because we are Kha'zix, we can always escape, or at least most of the times escape. Now we have been visible the entire time. And then we do this and we even get rewarded. Like, you have been visible right here for a long period of time, and you still got to kill somebody. So with this information, you should know for the next time you play Kha'zix that there are so many more things you can do while playing around proper information where you can abuse this damage. Because right now we are basically still just a spectator. You should take the plant and leash the dragon away so Diana, just in case she comes around the corner, can't reach it. And you should always try to Q smite. And again, none of this would have happened if you've taken, like, you were in this brush, you saw this plant being available, so you take this plant, jump over, leash the dragon towards the corner of this so that Diana can't reach this. So she has to either walk this direction or this direction in full vision. And you always Q smite towards the end. So, Baron is spawning relatively soon. Your team was applying pressure mid lane. Does it mean it was good? Not necessarily. But the question is always, what can you do at the same time as this is happening? The thing is, when you play, if you never try, how do you know if you can? Because you can always be like, in theory, this is this, and this is this. But if you never see or actively try to push your leads by using information, etc., then it's just going to be a nightmare for you all the time. Like, again, here, what was the immediate threat for your life that you gave up on the scuttle crab? Because you still have your massive jump, etc. What I prefer in these situations, by the way, is you go this right side here, and if you want to check if they are doing this objective right, you can walk the corner here and press R so you can see if they're doing so without them knowing. Because if you obviously walk the longer way and they're like hugging a corner, you won't know for too long, and then it's very dangerous. Something to keep in mind. And yeah, your team didn't want to come. They didn't want to win. And that's okay. There's not much you in that position outside of not dying could have done. Obviously, you can always say, yeah, I could have stolen this, etc., but it's not realistic to do because they have too much lockdown. The anger comes through. Oh no. He's getting furious. And yeah, like these things, something you can also do if you don't play too much of an aggressive playstyle. Every once in a while when you recall, you can swap to yellow trinkets because you'll have 2 stack. And then you place down these wards to have a proper idea about what's going on. Hello. There's the AP champion with a little damage buff with Elder, quickly popping us. And here, like, you see the frustration, right? Like if when you played this game, you're really frustrated, I assume. And with being so frustrated, if you just look back at what you've done at the earlier stages of the game, this game could have potentially never reached this point if you were trying to be more active. It's just something to think about. Kobe, were you here the entirety of the time when we took a look at this? Or did you just join a little bit later? Because I don't remember. It's WildRift, you randomly always win. The whole time? Okay. So, after watching this, how would you rate your like proactivity in the game? Like after seeing this, getting a little bit of a breakdown on the situation. How would you judge yourself? Because obviously you got very much frustrated at the end, so... I mean, it's WildRift. People lose with every lead possible. Oh, by the way, new video is going live, ladies and gentlemen. I'll post it in the chat. In a few seconds. Perhaps. Maybe. Oh, man. Stasis enchant? I think the enchant is too good. Do you believe that with the info you just gained from this like little review, you can do a better job next time? What you can do, you either hope that you have a split pusher or you become the split pusher yourself, unless you can clean up the entirety of the fight alone. I mean, every one of these reviews is basically a compilation of people's mistakes. If you can't change anything yourself, you need to think about other things you can do. It's like, you can't do the magic work, you can't save the world, you can only do your best, and if your best in that moment is to either have the ability to kill them all, or the ability to hopefully run down side lane while your team is having fun with them, then yeah. You can't save everyone. Like, remember the situation with the Diana? Let me look at this. I don't know when it happened. Where did it? Here. Okay. This situation, you were like, what should I do? You see Diana on the map. You saw her on the map up there. Like, you saw her recalling. So you know when she'll roughly come around the corner, for example, right? So with that information, you can use that information to trap for her, because you know she will go for this blue buff. And she will be here relatively soon. And then you can get the kill by trapping, and then get the blue buff, with less risk involved. That is the idea. If you play to 1v9, just play Kayle and Nyla, and then your chance of winning in the jungle role will be substantially higher, because you always play against Master tier. So what's next on the... Oh yeah, the video. I wanted to post the video in here. Oh. Here is the new video for today. Well, next time it's an angle for you to try. What if the bush is watered and we didn't have sweeper? Diana hasn't been there for the last 15 minutes and it must have been a pink ward then. And you would see by the general movement of something that's happening, and you're still Kha'zix, you can still escape. So there are plenty of options that are still available that you can utilize by paying attention on map movement, etc, etc. And you can still escape, you're still a Kha'zix, you can still run. It's like an investment you make. How high is the chance of killing somebody versus the chance of dying? How about we go to another Kha'zix game of another person? What do we say? We have another Kha'zix game. We didn't look at this, right? No, we didn't. It's time. Yeah, you can. You can do this on any jungle, basically, that has information and is strong. Like, Lucian is the king of proactivity. Because he's so mobile on the map and does whatever he wants to do. It's flame time! Enemy, like teammate AFK. Good start, good start. Now you get to roast, it's time. Typical jungle clear, teammate AFK. It's a good thing that we path away from him. Enemy has Soraka featuring something else, and we have Nami Caitlyn. Cannon is also very infamous as a champion to be constantly overextended. So there's a high chance of you to be able to punish him. So yeah, as we clear these camps here, we just constantly look, yeah, as you're doing, very good, to just know if we can do something, especially with the control ward we have in the brush. That makes life a lot easier. Because then we can make the call if we want to invest our time to quickly say hello to the cannon in the mid lane, with the power of the control ward we have, or if we want to continue full clear. It's like one of the few situations you can just use to your advantage. A little bit of bomba. Also, something that you need to get into the habit too is wherever you path towards to, you should check what's happening. Because it could provide you with information that will allow you to get a kill. Quick little sip. There's a Lee Sin. Is this a counter gank moment? We need to look. I think it's you. Also, like a little bit of a tip, like advice here. Instead of jumping for Narnia up there, I think you should just wait in the brush for a second, just in case the Lee Sin face checks you. But because what are the chances that you reach and get a kill? Like, given the distance you had from them. And what is your purpose now here? Like, the only thing that could be available are his Crocs. And now you have the enemy timer, so now you can make a decision. Do you want to invade or not? But you need to know that he'll be level 5 due to just passive XP. Oh, Lux is angry. Troll jungle. You just got 2 flashes mid lane, and she's like, troll jungle, question mark? It's funny. Keep in mind, we have a rough idea where the Lucian could be as of this moment. I mean, Lee wasn't really pathing to them. Lee was more about to reset because of all the damage he took before. We also just saw that Ashe flashed on the minimap, and maybe we have an opportunity to get something done. Jump over, stay here, stay in stealth. Okay, good play. Good play. It was a good play. Jumping the wall, I mean the best play would have been to pink ward first, then jump the wall, and then wait there, and then stealth up. But yeah, that was a good play. And with this done, we instantly reset. We instantly reset. There's no point of even walking into a brush and wasting 3 seconds. Because what do you gain by walking into a brush rather than resetting on the spot? Look, this is the trick I was talking about, okay? You see? All of your trinkets are on cooldown. Swap. This is something you can do to just gain more information on the map. Because the pink ward up there will barely provide you with any valuable info for the next objective. Big mistake, don't use your jump. Please use the blast cone. Because you never know how high the opportunity cost was to use that jump there. Okay, we just basically won this game by just billions of money. Cause you didn't get Herald. FF. Because we now take enemy bot side as well, but sadly we didn't get the Herald, which is very rough, which means we are forced to stick around. He will just escape. Certainly she'll drop Herald, right? Okay. Kinda sad that we didn't get it, so we are forced to stick around. I mean, the real question is, why not hit the tower more often early? Like, but I think the entire sequence of mistakes happens when you don't get the Herald. Because after the Herald, you can just either instantly walk into enemy jungle, take everything, or you just go for a play. But yeah, like, your ally getting the Herald obviously gives you a sense of being forced of following them because you need the gold, because you invested your time, and otherwise you get nothing. Does he still have kick? Yeah, he does. Blue smite moment. And you should not cast W, you should just cast Q, just in case he jumps away again for what's unholy reason his cooldown might get up again. Because he can't avoid that Q damage once you're like close enough. Hello. And we also know, assumption again, take a good look, we got a blue buff reset from the Lucian. So he will be on the top half of the map again, saying hello to his little bot lane friends very soon. How do you know if you win? Experience. Champion kit, experience. Oh! The Soraka is faker. You can't walk into that brush, you die. And you still die. Rough. Cause yeah. This was a perfect scenario of there's too much information that we couldn't get. Like knowing tower HP, etc. Because you obviously only pathed up there because you believed the tower was high enough HP to not just die. But yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't. So you just died. And yet this game, even though we are relatively strong, is still not easy to play. Like, we need so many things. Like, we need anti-healing because the enemy team has Soraka. We need HP because they have Burst. And all of these things. Like, Soraka was really, like, her flash, big gamer moves. Are you making a guide on all items in the game? Why? What would be the purpose of all items in the game? Like, a guide on all items in the game? Now we're at the typical point where we have to make a decision. Flash? Mod check? Who? With the upcoming dragon, we need to either make a quick play on the Jax, as we've just seen right now, or we go for like a full team fight. But the issue is they have the Soraka, we don't really have an engage outside of Nami Wave, and it's really rough for us to play the game. And right now, it's not even like the dragon isn't really that important. Like, it really isn't that important. It would be nice to deny them the dragon, but even if we lose it, it's not the end of the day. And I'd really dislike that the bros are literally running it down here. And yeah, like how many of our team has like any form of anti-healing? The Lucian luckily win trading. Absolutely win trading the Lucian. Yes, I do get angry when I play. Because sometimes it's literally impossible to play, because nobody wants to do anything due to how the game has become. And yeah, we are getting absolutely collapsed from every side, because we want the dragon. It's a rough angle. The enemy team has a very scary teamfight composition, and we have a whole lot of shit. They have the little Yordle running in the electric rat, making it so much easier for them to play. But all our champions are turbo weak. Like, we need an anti-healing item, and we need to pick them off one by one and not get into a situation where we get collapsed on. Because that's the worst outcome for us, generally. Like, we need to pick them off one by one, making mistakes, and then use these mistakes to our advantage to win. We do not win a full-blown team fight. Because it's way too difficult for us to maneuver in a team fight, unless the Lux hits the binding of the century. And it's just very difficult, right? In these games to have like proper impact. Like, he really needs to swap his trinket. He really needs to be like very aware of the potential dangers he has on the enemy team. Like, his itemization so far is helpful for him, but he also needs to spend the gold, and his teammates are not having the greatest time. Now he's waiting for a brief moment just in case the enemy goes too close. And the next issue that presents itself is they can't really do something. Ah, brother, why are you typing? The good thing though is you can always steal an objective as a Kha'zix, as well as with a Lucian. That can always happen. Ah, quick little yoink. Hello. And we jump away. Enemies griefing as per usual. But we really need to have some form of anti-heal. Like, I don't know if Soraka already has harmonic echoes, but if she does, it will be impossible for us to get anything done. Like, literally impossible. Decent spacing. Ah, we got the kills. They're all dead now. Why didn't you just jump onto the Soraka in the back line? Because the Soraka would be dead. And now, like, we waited a little bit long. But this is now a free Nash angle, right? Oh, there's a cannon. There was an Ashe. That's a free kill. Free little pickup. Okay, still Nashable. Still Nashable. Force the Nasher. We need to force the Nasher. Good, good, good. There's an Ashe. Insta-kill the Ashe. That was a terrible jump. If this jump hits, the Ashe just dies and this Nasher is free. So yeah. So we need to wait for another jump. Jump onto the Ashe. Thank you. Like, overall, the speed, the processing of the situation is slow. And it's just like one of the many things that are like typical issues for players. It's just reacting fast enough to what is happening on the screen. Like, knowing what happens next, knowing what could happen next, and just punishing people for it. So yeah. This dragon is going to be their soul. Doesn't really matter too much. As again, like, if they have this soul or not, what does change? Like, this was a situation, a good steal, where I, as a, like, personally would have loved to trade, just kill the Soraka, no? Like, does the cannon even have enough damage if you just attack the Soraka from the entirety of the time? It appears so, I guess. But this, I think, is one of the situations where just getting Baron is better. Because what does it matter if they're like slightly tankier? And even though the Baron stats are only temporary, like, the stats you gain from Baron are such an abnormal boost compared to your normal stats. Like, the fact that you gain armor and magic resist as well is crazy. And yeah, like, as I said, it's time that we need to go and find picks. Not the ones that do oink oink, but the free kills. I'm not going anything. It's not me playing. Okay, the tower is saved. Very good. And again, we need to look for the isolated targets. And having stasis this game is also very helpful for us because we can avoid the cannon burst. Alternatively, it's QSS if you fear the Ash. Like, this is very much forced without stasis. Fortunately, we are very tanky. And again, you got a nice pick now, so it's time to get the objective. Honestly, I would go Mortal Reminder because it has armor pen. More damage for the bros. And with the Elder, we go for an Asher. What you can do is you can maybe kill the Ashe who walked closer, if she gets too close, and we just go towards Elder. Baron, I mean, sorry. Xin kills you. Xin kills you, so you need him to use spells on the blue buff. That's the point. Math lesson. Enemy has 80 base armor. You have 30 armor pen. Enemy only has 50 armor left. Now you remove 30% from 80, which is 24. And then you take a look at armor, League of Legends, damage mitigation. And then you're like, how crazy, in a sense of damage, is this? If you just put them below a certain threshold of armor, especially if they're low armor targets. Percent pen comes first, and then the armor pen. And that's a pretty significant damage differential. Like, if you go from 70 to 40. But in games where you don't go anti-healing, you go for Cyrilda because slows and WildRifts do stack. Like, slows stack in WildRift. So yeah. Oh. What is bro doing? Ah, we're about to lose the game because Jax is finishing the game, or what? Q smite, somebody has to recall. Eventually. I mean, it's back to flat armor pen. No, this guy was in fact not sarcastic. This guy was serious. This is not me playing. I am innocent. I am not the culprit. I might be guilty on a lot of things, but not for this one. I mean, yeah, you have Elder, you just tap that guy. There's no reason to even be afraid. Remotely afraid. So we have one left of you, right? Oh yeah, by the way, the new video just released, so if you want to do me a favor, let it run in the background, mute the tab, not the video itself, and give the video the full runtime. Let it pop, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the last one? We have another one from Dear Nexus. Ooh, we have a Lee Sin one. Are you guys ready for some Lee Sin action? It's gonna be a good one. But first, like a small break for my voice. A little bit of chilling. I mean, the thing is, like, Kha'zix will be banned most of the time. That is an issue. Man, being sick isn't fun. But we are recovering. Okay, we got a supporter. Big W. Oh man, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh my, you're treating me well today. What a beautiful service. Thank you. I think I have an idea. I'll do something very dangerous. As in opening my window completely at -4 degrees. Relax, I will do 80 carry reviews. Take a breather, I'll be back in a second. Breathe, everything will be fine.
It's a strange kind of phase when you let go. Let your life flow like a river. Break away from material ego. You never know what's round the corner for you. We all got our beefs and struggles, but we keep on trying to hide it. So hard to keep it together.
I got something for my throat, so we can survive. We won't die today. Oi, oi, oi. We can survive. The thing is, like, you don't know what you don't know, right? So let's say, Always good info. So let's just say you train your entire life to look at certain points on the screen. Yeah? So you instantly pay attention. You just know where everything is and everything is like automated, right? If you drive a car, you look what's happening on the street. If you drive on a typical highway, do you pay attention to what's happening on the side of the street? Like, you just focus on what's in front of you, and everything that happens, you'll be very much aware of. But everything outside of this focus point will just go by, and you will not even notice it. But the moment you go into an urban city, or like an urban or suburban place, where you drive like 15 kilometers per hour, and you know that there's a possibility that people walk over, like they cross the street, you will pay attention to these surroundings. It's training your brain into going into these habits to just picking up all the information. Like, I'm not making any genuine effort to picking up the information. I just see something happens, one happens, I know A, B, C. If the next thing happens, I know what will happen. Yeah, like, I really didn't know I had the on passive available because I'm not used to looking at the shop gold count outside of my like in a play outside of a situation where I can't base. And it's just for you to create these habits. Okay, let's take a look at the Master Yi game. Master Yi, what am I talking about? It's the Lee Sin. You start blue because you want to camp the Teemo? I assume. We just saw 2 flashes on the minimap. We saw a flash on Master Mundo and Teemo. We know that for sure. So the question is there anything we can do about this? Can we punish that? We apparently are aware of this situation. So now it's time to make our appearance with a quick little bamboozle, and it's a free dub. Now we take enemy crux. Hello? Police officer? Does Patreon get a cut of the funds we give you? Huh? I need an explanation of this statement, because I don't get it. I personally would have yoinked the enemy crux instantly earlier. Yes, hello, how can I help you? It's guilty. Oh, you mean yes, they take a cut, but quick explanation. It's different. So let's say you pay 10 euros. Like normally you would get 10 minus cut, but Patreon does it differently. Patreon does 10 euro and then it adds the cut on top, so you get charged like as a consumer 10 plus cut, so the creator gets 10. So Patreon doesn't take away from the creator, it just relocates, or it just shifts the cut. Like it doesn't take a cut from the creator, it takes a cut from the person paying. And therefore it makes sure that the creator always gets the full amount. You're welcome. And for example, like YouTube Super Chat is if you buy via iOS equals cut and then YouTube cut. So if you pay 20 Super Chat, about 10 arrive. So yeah. Okay, what's happening here? You're a billionaire right now. There's a Caitlyn, okay. But you know, like from my perspective, like you were already ahead. So just take your jungle camps, reset and walk top lane again, no? Because you're already so fed. Oh well, accelerated. Not necessarily fed, but accelerated. And your entire lead is again in your inventory right now. Like this play, what are you trying to go for? Like what did you base this play on? It's like questions I would just have. Like you saw enemy jungle like again earlier on top and now he's top lane again. And what are you specifically waiting for here? Like even if this works out, it's still a very heavy investment. And the thing is, from my perspective now, as a consequence of this investment, you probably won't be able to invade topside, and you don't even check what Kayn was doing. And now you're level 5, you could have been level 7. The Kayn is higher level than you, is so funny actually. And the Kayn, like this is one of the issues in WildRift. So many things happen and you get rewarded for so many things where you should never get rewarded for. The thing is, if he played for economy, he would have been... you got auto-aim gapped, I guess. I don't understand how this one happened, but I guess WildRift. I don't really blame you. Kick in the face. Q. Goodbye. Just speed him up, good sir. She just ulted you out of the bubble. Is she serious? Oh my god, she's pissed. She's so pissed. After this crap, please instantly reset and walk to Herald. Please. Oh! He did it! He's Faker! He's the best! Change your trinket. Doesn't change the trinket. Criminal behavior. This is again a complete, like, if Kayn doesn't come to this Herald, like if Kayn doesn't go here, we can go top lane after this, kill this guy, take this tower and not use Herald for the tower, and then walk mid lane depending on how many plates there are, and place the Herald for mid lane platings. We get so rich here if Kayn doesn't come. And always make sure to use this ability as an auto-tech reset. Terrible Herald. This Herald was not needed. Which means you just denied yourself gold. And you've just seen Kayn. Somebody named Timo in chat just saw a Timo die. 7:30. They do disappear at 7:30. Like, it's more gold if he places the Herald in a lane where he doesn't need the Herald to take down the tower. Because the kill on Timo and the Kayn's lack of presence at the Herald translated into a free tower after killing said Timo. And then he could have gotten more gold and more pressure by the mid lane Herald. Kayn got blue Kayn now, so he's an actual threat. Play Tristana every game if you want to win the most games. Ah, she jumps away. Unfortunate. We have enemy jungle timer, but no backup available. Enemy Kayn is still kind of sketchy for us because he's blue Kayn now, so he can actually probably tap us if we make a mistake. Not going for Sheen, really. Interesting. Like, right now, what you're seeing is just the amount of fighting your team goes into, right? So, from my perspective, I already know what I want to do during the mid and late game. I want to split push. I do not want to associate with them. I don't know if they'll bring it back. I don't think so. Rip. And I mean, yeah, Legendary Q is doomed, and normal ranked is most likely doomed as well. So yeah, like, if you have such teams as a jungle where they're constantly fighting and you believe you cannot do like the insane plays, I'd recommend you just split push as a jungle. I play on the European server. What laner and what player does freeze against you around Herald time? I don't think that's even a possibility nowadays. How to win if you have bad MS? Play champions that don't require good ping. What's that question? Ah, that's a free dub for you. Good awareness, free kills. Quick little kick. Oh! I think I think I know why this game tilted you. That was definitely a heartbreaker. I mean, you got a point. They should stop dying. And sadly, the only thing you can do about this is looking for side lane plays. It's annoying. But it's something that you need to instantly do if your team is literally griefing. Kobe be like, my Q is targeted. The other Q is a skill shot. How to split push if you're Kha'zix? You have W involved. And you can basically push the wave, then hide in enemy jungle and say hello. Nothing changes. He's also playing on the European server. Like, the issue is, sideline wise, like, we really need to adjust probably a little bit of the build for sideline pressure. And we really need a sweeper against the Teemo Shrooms. Like, it's so annoying to play this split pushy style, but when you're presented with such a situation where your team is constantly fist fighting, this is one of the only things, unless you're a mechanical demon, that you can do. Yeah, like, I know, like, sometimes Lucian autocast is really messed up. Especially if you, if you jump in with W and then insta auto Q. It always goes into weird directions. Damn, there was a lot of healing. Holy shit, the cane just appeared next to you. Scary.
Swear your love is ecstasy. Get high when you're next to me. I'm in the clouds. Your touch is my remedy. Lose all of my sanity. I love the sound when you tell me I'm the only one. Way you got me feeling makes me come.
And now we got the jungle issue. Like, somebody has to provide vision around Nasha. And you can't really do this, and your teamfight champion Cannon is going into the side lane, even though the Mundo needs to be in the side lane, and everything turns to kinda shit. So the only good thing that can happen right now is the Teemo griefing in front of us, allowing us to kill him. Oh no, oh no. A tragedy. I mean, the scoreboard is already making me dizzy. What do you mean? Let's see, maybe you press the scoreboard again. All playing ARAM. Honestly, like, in these situations, it's like, do I stay here and do nothing? Or do I flip the coin and run down the side lane? As terrible as it sounds. Like, somebody has to do something at some point. No, the server is too high ping. Okay, good kill. So what do we do with the kill just now? Nice pickup. Now we instantly go for the bottom half of the map, unless we can pick up the Caitlyn. Gotta be careful though. Oh, freed up for us. But what can we do now? Will we do Nashor? Will the team actually do Nashor with us? There's a little 80 carry on the run. Big issue. I'll tell you something. Okay. Why are you running the same direction as your teammate when you can run the other direction? Like, how can she escape? Kane will steal this now. I got a feeling. I mean, it's still a relatively free Baron because he can kick Kane in the face. And they have very good damage. He keeps his Q. Okay. Kick him in the face. Oh. Shit, he just one-tapped him. The one thing against the blue Kane, the cuddling. But it's okay, we got it. You got collected. Imagine, you got collected. How shit does that one feel? You don't really have the option with split pushing support. You just have the option to have highly impactful teamfight champions. Like Zyra, Karma, etc. Or snowballing champions like Pyke. Unless you want to put yourself in a position where you're just literally backlining and doing, like, sustaining them in any type of way. So, I personally prefer picking, like, Karma, Zyra, and Pyke. Like, the two have, like, the two mages or enchanters have enough damage to kill people. And Pyke can just snowball the game. And the Nami got the... What happened? No way, 8 HP? Nah, that's just unlucky, no? That's just sad. Was it your soul as well? I missed the scores. I can see your score. Your team is running it down. I think we can just agree on that one. Where are you walking? Hello. What's this? Your GPS is broken. Help the man's GPS. SOS. Blue Cane will not get nerfed. Champion mastery curve is too high for people to have high win rate on it. I am angry. Yeah, and you're about to die because you're still here because you took too long and when you probably could have just taken the inhib earlier. Goodbye. Oh shit. From solo carrying to being in a very, very bad spot. You know the drill. It is a rough angle. No, tank in the game is not necessary. It makes, like, theoretically speaking, it makes the game a lot easier to play, but if you play for people who aren't players, what does being a tank do for you? Oh no. And you, wait, did you swap to, I didn't pay attention, did you swap to teleport when you, no you didn't. Okay, you didn't have the gold. Yeah. I think instead of completing Starix, you just buy teleport to have teleport to see if something happens when you spawn. Just to have it. And the Kane makes his appearance and just one-taps them, right? So yeah. And now they're all dead. And you can't even steal this, I think. Yep. And the sad, like, all of this snowballs from mistakes. From tiny mistakes. Late Zonias, you'll probably still die. Yep. Like, the way you survive this... You jump back. And then if you ult, you use Zonias. And even then, if the Caitlyn is smart, she traps you and you still die. So I don't know if you can even survive, honestly. I think you just die regardless of what you do. If she uses trap. Take care. Goodbye. You need to swap to teleport in these instances again, like right now. You need to have the teleport. Yeah, but he will not have enough damage because he uses all his spells on the Tristana, and then even if he jumps on them, the damage dealt to him will be faster. Because they have Elder and Blue Cane damage. So I think he just dies whatever he does. Unless he flips the coin and gets over the wall and hopes that Caitlyn can't place the trap. I think that's probably the highest chance of survival. By using the plant... Oh my god, she actually... She actually still walked there even though the plant revealed them. That's crazy. I love WildRift. And yeah, now like, you're just... I'm so pissed, I just want to kill them on cooldown. I just want to fight, fight, fight. You've succumbed to the pain. You have succumbed to the evil gaming experience. Does he actually? He failed against the blue buff. He's failing against the blue buff. I can't. My bro is like trying his hardest to win, like, oh, I can do it, I can make it, sweating his ass off, and this Ezreal's like, I will reset the blue buff twice before I understand how jungle leash ranges work. Nah, you just can't make this shit up. I love it. I love it. And now this Teemo's gonna kill us. Oh, look at this beautiful kick. He just kicked this guy right out the way so he can hit the Q. We gotta give him some props. I think AP Varus has his space against more tankier teams, like Bruiser champions, and AD Varus is very good against squishy champions. I think that's just a different purpose for these type of builds. Caitlyn is space gliding. Caitlyn used E on the minimap. Uh-oh, the Ezreal died again. Oh, beautiful kick angle. What? This Tristana is faker. This Tristana... Like, look at this Tristana. She's the best player on the world. Look. Look. He jumps in and she buffers her W. She's the best player on the planet. We can always argue about the kick angle, but still, she's faker. He's an absolute demon. And the issues with Tristana alive, there's just no way we can take down the enemy base, and all the sideways are terrible for us. And there's a shit Poro. We hate the Poro. Kill the Poro, yes! You're dead now. Yeah, there's just nobody in a position to help you anymore. Like, I think you're just happy with him flashing away and then going back. Like, was there even any possibility of anything being... No, there was just nothing. Like, Buchanan doesn't even have ult. Like, it's just impossible. And I completely feel you because you're just really frustrated. The Poro did everything wrong. Fuck the Poro. We hate the Poro. And yeah, like the other people on the team are like literal NPCs. They're not playing at all. And again, this is a perfect situation to buy teleport again. Like whenever you're dead around these objective things, please just buy teleport, and when you spawn and nothing happens, refund. It just helps playing so much more. Oh, the blue cane shenanigans. Sadly. Beautiful kick. Will it be enough though? Good catch, but yeah, there's just no way you kill all of them. It's mechanically not possible. Humanly not possible. It's nothing like. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do to save them. I don't know. The best WildRift player I know. If we go into the past, from my region, it was random. Nowadays, nobody really cares anymore. So nobody like is really bothering and trying anymore. Like they're really griefing. They're absolutely running it down. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not gonna say that they're performing well. Like that's just would be delusional to say. I'm just trying to give you like perspective what you could have done better to maybe win this game. Nah. Oh, beautiful kick. But that's it's just like you're at a point now where nothing you do will make a difference anymore. Like you don't have enough damage to kill all of them, and you're suffering from side lane as well. So it's just at a point where you can't redeem anything, and you just lose. So it's like we were given the chance of basically carrying these demons, and we didn't do so because obviously, like, okay, let's just put this into perspective, okay? Playing the game, let's say you were playing at 50% of your capacity, right? They were playing at maybe 5 to 10%. And one can always be the backseating Andy, which is, hello, it's me. And say, well, actually, you could have, you know? Actually. But the thing is, they failed at every step. And the moment we hit a certain point in the game, time-wise, we cannot win anymore. So playing this game is very frustrating, and I can understand why it tilted you to Narnia, because it does tilt you to Narnia. It does, for good reason. I'd be fuming too. And yeah, like the only thing, as I said earlier, is how to win, avoid them, first sight, rage. As terrible as it sounds, do these people deserve LP their rank? No. In reality, no. But this will be the highest win strategy you can apply. So yeah, it is tough. I think PentaQ is easier. I think PentaQ is easier because you can abuse matchmaking. PentaQ allows you to play with people outside of your rank 7 games per week. So yeah, that's something you can abuse to your advantage. Like most of the people in early season played PentaQ. Like, reality of WildRift ranked. Good players play with bad stats accounts in duo, trio, PentaQ, and account share. That happened a lot. What do you do if you get invaded early on or you're blue? I mean, you still try to. You just go to the other side, and then you'll see what happens. And if that doesn't work out, you still continue farming and try to use the information you're given for the best possible advantage. For carrying, Kha'zix is very good. Like, Xin is very good. All of these champions. Especially if you're not mechanically as good, you can just play these easier to play champions. But this here, yeah, Pantheon is a perfect. Pantheon and Vi are really powerful to do this. Evelyn actually requires a little bit more finesse and understanding compared to other champions. Because she doesn't have that much upfront damage early on and needs a little bit of time, you know? And her choices matter in the sense of cooldowns. What do you think about reactive champions for fill players when you know they can't perform? I mean, if you know you can't perform, you pick an easy champion. Yeah. What take should I have on that one? As a solo player, you shouldn't play early, like on the drop of the season. I don't recommend it. I really don't. You'll just be in pain. In a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Okay. Quick little rant. Tanks in WildRift. Tanks provide frontline. They provide an engage. Okay, who are you tanking for? Engaging for? I mean, if you suck and you don't, you're autofilled, you're obviously not going to play the role, so you play an easy champion. Okay, tanks in WildRift. Tanks provide frontline and engage, but who are you engaging and tanking for? If you play with players who have no clue what to do, a good engage can equal a bad engage. And a bad engage can equal a good engage. You simply don't know if anyone will ever follow a play, and alone you cannot make the difference. Tanks are usually dependent champions. And if you are dependent in such an environment, what happens? Still fine. Vi isn't a tank champion. Vi is a bruiser that deals 50 billion damage. Like, people in WildRift will blame you for everything you do. It doesn't matter what you do, they'll still blame you. You can have 10 kills, 2 dragons, and because you didn't gank him that one time, it's jungle diff. It's up to you if you want to care what they say. If I go into a ranked game right now and not do dragon, I'll get flamed. So why would I care what the people in the game say? Singed is nothing of... Singed is nothing. Neither a tank nor a bruiser. Singed is like this weird in-between thing that isn't really that tanky, nor doesn't he deal nor does he deal damage. He's more like an annoying little goblin. I wouldn't consider him like any of these two. Kind of weird, but I don't even know how to properly classify him because he doesn't fit into any category. Can you talk about Shojin in WildRift and why is it good for bruisers? It grants you ability haste, and if you cast ult, you gain movement speed. So any bruiser champion that wants to stick on you, aka Jax, Riven, can utilize all these items so nobody can ever escape from you. While your ability haste is getting reduced when you cast ult. Like your ability base cooldowns are getting reduced. So I don't really see the necessity on Ezreal outside of just getting tankier. I'll have to see. I mean, it will not only be Aatrox, it will be Riven, it will be Aatrox, it will be Jax. Who else is a culprit up? That will be Fiora, any of these champions. Why would there be a tank meta? If anything, it's bruiser champions that will be picked. Why would it be tanks? All of the items that are getting released do have... Like, all of the items have 80 HP. How does this translate into a, like, tank meta? It's, if anything, it's bruiser. Like, On is a special case, yes. I mean, Hakram is also a good user of Shojin, yeah? I mean, yeah, you can use you can take the enemy camps and then go back to yours, because, like, look. You gain 500 gold if you clear your own camps. Enemy gains 500 gold if they clear their own camps. You take away enemy 500 gold. They gain 0. There's a 0, difference here, and there's a 500 gold gap. So what's the advantage? Just by looking at gold without even EXP. I mean, like, Warren, like, the biggest issue that you're not even seeing right now that's going to be the craziest thing is support champs will buy Heartsteel. Senna, Leona, all of these will buy Heartsteel. Absolutely stupid. I can already see it coming. And I don't like it. I do not like it. Okay, we are moving over to the review thing. We got a Lucian and a Tristana game, plus, like, I have more other games, but I want to tackle WildRift China today as well, and then I want to go off. But yeah, you will see people on support role abuse Heartsteel constantly. Constantly. There's no hope for the bros. Oh yeah, and again, I dropped a new video today. Make sure to watch it. Yeah, we can go with Lucian first. No biggie. We can. Just chilling for a second. Just doing a little bit of a chillaxer for a moment. Oh. I mean, like, Bork isn't really an anti-tank item. Like... it's anti-high HP, low resistances. Like, Divine is the most busted item versus basically anything. I think Wukong gets a gameplay rework, no? Like, he gets slight changes nowadays. Vibing. Any vibers? Okay. Oh, I need to change my overlay again. Oop. Oop. Okay, so we don't have double chat in our faces, right? We gotta do what we gotta do. Have you checked the stats of the new items? Yeah, I've taken a look at them. Prediction, new champs, ASOL, Broken Syndra, broken Talon, broken Kindred, mid. Or balanced. Here, my prediction. I can tell you also why I believe these champions will be broken, if you want to. Like, predictions, new champions, Aurelion Soul broken, better wave clear, high and easy teamfight impact, insane range now, control spells, execute, scaling champion. People suck at laning. He gets away with laning. So the next thing, why is Syndra broken? Insane lane, insane damage because AP champion, insane control due to kit. Can just press R into one tab later on squish and control zone with E. Syndra, to my knowledge, Syndra can only throw balls, but she can create a new ball out of thin air, but then her W only deals 20% damage. So it's important to use your spheres properly to deal damage. Insane first item power spike, Ludens, and she just completely kills you. Multi-role champ, jungle, melee, mid lane. Can jump walls. Hello bot lane. You're dead. Can change identity, become bruiser. All new bruiser items. Hello. I wish she could. The next thing about Kindred here is, unless wolf damage is splash, her jungle clear probably sucks. Low range champs, how do mark works? Yeah. This was a possibility on PC that Kindred was put into the AD carry role with a Taric. So the Taric would cast his stun, and then the Kindred would jump. And because the stun was in a line, the Kindred could relocate the stun. And yeah, like, something must happen to this champion. Like, I don't think it will release in the way we know it. Because like, Kindred used to be a jungle champion, and I don't think they can release Kindred in the way she is, or was, into the jungle unless they give her like crazy numbers, like 200% damage on W to monsters, I don't know, 150 on Q to monsters, like these kind of things, right? I don't think they'll release her without this, because it's literally impossible to play. So yeah. With that done, let's look into AD carry Lucian. So we have Lux, Ezreal into Lucian and Soraka. To my knowledge, he is playing Sudden Impact. As you see, lovely matchmaking. Certainly an interesting situation at hand. Okay, what happens during this laning phase? So first off, hello and welcome everyone to this review of Kha'zix, the best AD carry in Europe, playing Lucian in the Dragon lane. He's playing Lucian and Soraka into a lovely Lux and a less fortunate Ezreal. They're very squishy, and if he goes for the lethality approach, which in this case is going to be with sudden impact and Duskblade, he will literally one-tap them as they get too close. However, if there's one thing that you have to be very much afraid of, it's going to be Lux binding and Lux damage. This champion's damage has been buffed over and over again and is really crazy nowadays. Like, whenever Lux hits you with a single spell, you lose basically 30% of your HP even only in the early stages of the game by just getting the spell and the auto attack. And if she runs Electrocute or First Strike, it's even worse. And yeah, like, you will see him use the pressure because his champion is very straightforward, as well as having a Soraka next to him. And the Soraka will allow him to go for traits which are usually not in his favor, because the Soraka will just heal him up afterwards. And what you're seeing him trying to constantly do is to use the minions as a proxy target to hit the enemies behind them with his Q. And then once the enemy uses certain spells, or if they throw the spells and he's able to dodge them with his third ability, he will go in for a quick trade to deal even more damage to them. So if the Lux makes a slight mistake, he will instantly kill her. The Lux used binding, so he knows this, so he goes in for a quick trade. And this one will be repeated over and over and over again. And he doesn't place the ward just here in the brush, he wants to go a little bit further to get more information on the enemy jungle coming from red side. And popping the plant to make sure he has all the information taken away from the enemy, as well as gaining the maximum information without investing too much time. Do you see the damage just now? That's what I mean. It's crazy damage. But the blessing for him, like, the moment he gets a little bit more AD, you will see what he can do by one-tapping them. And now he sees them recall, so he's freezing the wave. He wants them to bleed EXP, and he forces them to even stay because they realize what is happening. Soraka sadly uses her silence for no reason, but again, the enemy is close to out of mana, so they can just do whatever he wants to do. Like, the Lux has no value anymore because she is out of mana, so he gets to freely attack her to deal some juicy damage, and gets everything for free, flashes away from the Rammus ASAP, and now focuses on clearing the next wave while the Evelynn secures the juicy kill on the Ezreal. And now he will push this wave and instantly recall and have a pretty juicy base. He has boots, as well as Serrated Dirk if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So he runs Sudden Impact, Serrated Dirk, and has boots. His W ult will one-tap somebody right now. And you need to have this on your mind. You need to, because it's so powerful. Like, if the enemy makes a single mistake here and he catches them, you will see their HP bars completely disappear. And again, it's just a question of dodging enemy spells. Like, the Lux binding is the only threat there is, and if this is out, he just goes in for a quick trade. But if he's hit by a binding right now, he instantly dies 100-0 if the enemy pays close attention. Even through the Soraka ult if the enemy has Ignite. So it's very scary. Like, you see this amount of poke damage. But do you see the damage he's dishing out to the Lux? Whereas the Lux doesn't have sustain, but he has. Goes in for a quick little ultimate, goes in for the kill, kills the Lux, and now turns onto the Lucian. But I don't think this will be a kill because he just exhausts and walks away. But maybe the Ezreal makes a mistake on this wave, and we get a free kill, but I don't think he can really cancel him again unless the Ezreal cancels himself. Classic AD carry behavior. Like, you see, that they know that they're playing a war of attrition, but the Soraka side is the winning side. Because as long as you don't get one-tapped, you can continuously deal chip damage to the enemy, and then use this to your advantage, and win for free without any risk involved anymore. But even then, like, even if you hit this chip damage as I'm talking about this, for example into Lux and Ezreal, if the Lux binds you and they all have every spell available, they can 100 to 0 you, disregarding any state. Do you see the damage he has? That's a juicy combo. And yes, I can, it just depends on me finding proper videos of them. Or playing. His team is now currently having their time of their lives at the Herald, and he is just denying the enemy any ability, and he instantly turns on the Ezreal knowing he's in that brush with the ultimate to just gain this little bit of an extra lead while taking down the tower. His team at the same time is also taking down the Herald, gaining even more gold. And now with all of this done, he has Duskblade, and now he wants to go to another lane where he can just push for platings. With the top lane tower going down to the Herald, perhaps, he now probably finds his way to the mid lane around the dragon area to force a fight. And then maybe if nothing happens, he goes for the mid lane tower because there's still plates available. The Echo secures this, but you know he doesn't have ultimate anymore and gets instantly blown up. The Lux is slightly out of position, but she binds them as she walks away. But now the enemy has to be very careful when it comes to going back to the mid lane, because nobody can really defend the mid lane. So the Yasuo will get the mid lane platings for free, while he is applying pressure on the other side of the map so they don't get anything for free. And hello Tib, how are you doing? You lost the cannon, -1. Very important. There's just no way that the Malphite thinks the blue buff is better on him compared onto a Lucian that is fed. I love it. Does he run it down now? Would be funny. Can you do one with Leon? Certainly, yeah. It depends on the enemy wave clear. If the enemy doesn't have wave clear top, but wave clear mid, I'll obviously go top. And if it doesn't matter, I'll try to go for mid. It just depends on where there's wave clear and where people can defend. There's so much damage here. Oh, the Malphite is still fuming. But he is a big guy. He just doesn't die so easily. Everyone is on 1 HP. It's a rough angle. This Lucian build is also so snowbally. Like, thanks to the combination of lethality, like Armor Pen on sudden impact in your rune page, as well as having Kraken Slayer and Brutal on top of just all the damage you have, you just quickly one-tap people. And they can't really escape from you because of the slow of, what's it called again? The slow of Duskblade, as well as the bonus movement speed from his second ability. And he like, if he, like, he waits for the cooldown, so now he one-taps the Echo. Like, did you see the damage through the Echo shield? Even though he just has one item right now. Like, he has just one item. And the most damage he's dealing to the Armadillo is just through true damage. He even flashes the Lux binding, expecting her to use the binding. No way, bro. It's too funny. But yeah, as he got too close to the Lux, he made the conscious decision to flash in expectation of the Lux to throw out the binding, to avoid the possibility of being rooted and comboed, because it's the only way he can possibly die in that instance. Very, very good. Very well played. Now he doesn't have flash though. The enemy Malphite goes in for a quick play, but the Echo still has ultimate available, but probably... Evil not ultimate, I guess? Ooh, the Yone comes around the corner, the hitbox of Yone hits him, but the Soraka is keeping it sustained and he just gets one-tapped in a quick combo. Oh no, the Armadillo, he's tickling him. He is the tickle fiend. Oh no, he walked up a little bit too close. The Lux appears and just, well, says, nope, you are dead now. And you want to know the funny thing is? I think it's worse that the Lux got the gold compared to Ezreal getting the gold, because Lux is substantially easier to play than Ezreal will ever be. Yeah, he goes for Charge Blade to have some, like a more diverse damage profile. You can always argue about this, about the damage it actually provides you with. So yeah, like, you could argue Bloodthirst, the high AD count, is just better, but the attack speed feels so nice, so it's like the typical AD carry issue. Attack speed feels good, man. If this Echo goes too close, he instantly dies, but we saw the animation of Echo's second ability, so you have to really keep that in mind. And if he just ults back, that's so much damage. Like, the Echo could have killed him if he actually turned, because Echo ult also counts as a passive stack of Echo. So if you have 2 stacks on you and he uses ult, you literally get blown up. On the spot. Yes, of course, like, all the live videos will be in the live tab on the on the YouTube channel, and I will cut isolated, like I will cut single videos out of them, so people who can't watch the live still have the chance of just watching the video. Beautiful gameplay. Quick little, oh my god, the Echo. The Echo just had enough. Nope. I think all champions will be added, but they'll be changed. I love you, man. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. Certainly this was never sarcastic in any way. What a cutie. Kisses to the Chronics. You're welcome. But yeah, like, this game, like, he takes QSS and expectation of being taunted. But the issue is, if he gets hit by the damage of any other champion, he might as well instantly die. So you can always argue that Protobelt could have been potentially better. But another nice thing about having QSS is Yone ult will not drag you with him. You'll just stand still. What is Bro Malphite doing? Around Nashor, obviously. Oh no. We have the accidents. Ladies and gentlemen, the accidents are occurring again on the Rift. So now he saw the Echo, he scans for the enemy's cooldowns. And he needs to be very careful. Like, the Echo, I think, at this point can actually one-tap him. I don't know what he would build if he was behind. Do you see the damage? But do you see the Echo damage as well? Like, it's so rough. Like, this is one of the reasons why playing Lucian always feels so difficult. Because you're such a short-range carry. So your life is always at risk. Always. And we got a Soraka bound by light, and now we have a frontline, and now we have the binding on him. A pretty late QSS, but the Malphite goes in, so the QSS just to be there a little bit earlier. The bonus magic damage and the Kraken's there just takes care of the Armadillo. And now it's the question, does this Evelyn want to go for the Nashor? He goes for the crab, for the mana regen from the crab, because it's basically a health pack. And now he focuses back on the Nashor. Ah, the Malphite just ran it down again. Oh no, oh no. He got mentally debated by the Evelyn wanting to go for that play after the Malphite has died. So this one just happened. Oh, I recognize the clan tag of the Evelyn. I don't have any good experience with any of these players in my entire career. Well, to be fair, I've only met them this season because I think they weren't in that ELO bracket before, but still, or maybe the clan didn't exist, but I don't have any good experiences. What is Soraka doing in the mid lane though? She's exploring the mid lane a bit for zero reason, the classic. That was him, not me. I was just very much concerned for a second. I was like, huh? What just happened? But you see, it's just a battle of throwing on either side, where he just has to perform, and if he doesn't perform, he will simply lose. So he has to get all the gold on all ends on the map to be the strongest as possible. Oh, he's changing the music, making it nice for the bros. So if you want to listen to this music right now that he was listening in this video, you can just check out the link before he actually, you know, cropped it. And now it's getting back to securing more gold income. Making sure it's just... he's just powerful enough. Ooh, that's the vibe. Red buff is too strong of an opponent. Like, if this Echo just doesn't ult on the spot, he just dies. It's actually crazy. He just needs to be very careful. He's very much aware of all the things around him, all the variables. Quickly turning on the Echo, trying to go as fast as possible. Q assessing early just in case something happens. Not blasting the enemy, but they're grouping together so you can't hit them all at the same time. So you can't hit the primary target, I mean. Now his entire team is dead and he can't really enter. Like, if he goes for it, he will just instantly die. But he walks up in expectation of the Echo turning. So he just chills and waits for the Echo to jump in, because the Echo obviously also tries to go in to catch him rotating. Quick little turning on the backline. He will instantly kill the Yone here if he's fast enough. Soraka healing sustains him just barely enough to survive. He gets 2 vital players away, but the Echo is still alive, and the Echo is one of the biggest problems he has right now. Like, the Echo's damage is too high. It's a tough situation here. Like, he wants to trap here and he wants to kill the backline, so he's not even looking for the Rammus because he doesn't care. But the Echo makes his appearance, nearly one-taps him because AP champions are very cool. He sees the Lux in the backline, one-taps the Lux in the backline, now one-taps the Echo back in the front line, completely ignoring the Rammus at the same time. Now he finishes even the Armadillo, while his team takes care of the rest. I don't know if Kha'zix is live, let me check. Nope, he's not live. Unlucky. And now, since I didn't even look what happened, he died. Classic. Mr. Chatter, the moment I look, he dies. It's your fault that he died, 100%. There's no other explanation. This game, by the way, take a look, it goes for ages, so you might think it's over, but it's certainly not over. But I'm feeling that my throat is slowly dying, so I can't go for much longer. I think I'll stop after this to give my throat some rest, so I can go live tomorrow again. Being sick is a rough angle. It's fine, Gabriel. We don't hold it against you. He still has a shot at winning. And again, now entering this space is so dangerous for an AD carry, but the Lux just is a little win trade maneuver, walking up for no reason, and the Rammus doesn't even appear tanky. Like, he just did so much damage to the Rammus. Like, look at him. He just taps that guy. And he has armor. Oh, look at the smooth combo going upwards. The Yone turning away to ult out of the situation. The Soraka is currently soloing the Elder, doing her best to try to not have any impact. When the Soraka could have just walked with him the entirety of the time to win for free. Ah, well, Dragon. We all appreciate some jokes and giggles, but sadly I was sick. Feels bad, man. And I still haven't fully recovered. So it's just a jungle diff. You got hit by this combo and the Yone quickly avoids everything, but the exhaust drops. The Malphite goes in for a quick combo. He instantly kills him with the power of Elder. The Lux whiffs the Q. He goes for a free kill. The Echo is going for the wrong target along Kha'zix turn him and instantly getting killed by him. Damn, I just turned into Eminem for a second. Now the Rammus wants his shot as well, trying to get him killed, but the Thormail is just too powerful. How do you like my Eminem impression? I'm going double time, way too fast. Oi, oi, oi. But where is the baby girl Soraka during all this time? She's on a vacation. What is happening here? Will the Evelyn lose this Baron. It's a massive fight in the Baron pit. Who is going to win is obviously the Rammus god. It is a tragedy. How is this even possible? How could the Evelyn lose Baron against the Rammus? What is this? Huh? What just happened? How? You can't tell me that this is real. Like, nah. What a move. Well, this Malphite just went Narnia. What European WildRift teams are you talking about? Which one? We don't have any. No, I really don't. I don't look at the games, but if Chad wants to, I can do so in another stream. Okay gaming. Look at this spot here. Right now is one of the hardest moments Lucian can ever get into. It's 21 minutes into the game. The enemy is forcing a play in the mid lane. The Rammus goes in. He cleanses the taunt instantly, but he's nearly dead. So if the enemy hits him with anything more, he just disappears into the void. Like, you just see how difficult it is to maneuver the Lucian during this stage of the game. And he even changes away from the Dustblade, going for the Navori now since he has enough crit and the Dustblade value isn't really that high anymore. And he just wants more spells. Like, the only way for him to have the biggest impact possible right now is either to completely unleash his inner Super Saiyan and kill everyone alone, or he baits his team to die for him while he cleans up the rest. But he also walks into the next issue. That is, he has to clean up waves, because nobody cares about waves. And he has already full items, so it doesn't matter if he gets this. Oh, this Yone will get one. This Yone doesn't even turn on him. Oh my god. This Yone, and like, they just really griefed that one here. The Rammus goes in, he has QSS still available, the Rammus can't get to him, he dodges the binding beautifully. The Yone is now certainly dead with the ghost usage here. The Rammus goes in, makes time for the Yone, he turns onto the Yone instead of the Rammus, goes for the Rammus afterwards and now turns onto the Lux. He completely carries his one on his own, but the Echo appears because the Echo also knows that he is the one that's carrying. Like, everything just happened in the blink of an eye. And he's trying his utter best while his teammates are literally playing with the steering wheel right now. It's really, really difficult for them. Like, now he's probably thinking, okay, what can I even do to survive this? Is there any item I can go for? Can I go for a Spirit Visage to not get a one-tap anymore? Is it even worth my time? Like, what can he do? Like, Spirit Visage is such a powerful item in this context, especially if you have a Soraka. But will it be enough? Like, will changing your itemization to more defensive itemization, like for example Spirit Visage and Shield Bow, because you gain so much more survivability, compensate the loss of damage? If this Ezreal walks too close, he just gets instantly killed. Like, he's playing with fire. Oh no, his team is going for Baron while the enemy is going for Elder. We do not like to see this trade. Like, they really need to end the game here. They do not want to fight against Elder. This is so difficult right now. The enemy got the Elder. They really have to recall. If he gets caught right here, the game instantly ends. They'll probably just walk down mid lane and it's Jover. Like, he gets the inhibitor, goes backwards, goes into the enemy jungle, needs to be very careful. The Rammus rolls in the mid lane. The engage dies. What is happening? They're running it down mid lane. And he tries his best to get something done, but anything that touches him, anything, instantly ends the game. Like, if he makes a single mistake, it's over. And this has been the story of the entire game for the last 24 minutes. And he just can't stop. He needs to perform. He needs to carry. Like, there's no break.
He will even ult for the wave to make sure that the enemy doesn't end the game on this wave to give his team another shot of winning with the Malphite Yasuo combo. But just being tagged by a single Ezreal Q takes away half his HP thanks to Elder and puts him at the execution threshold very soon. Like, AP champions are such a disgrace when it comes to power levels in this game. Like, the moment you get into late game, they just blow you up by just touching you. Like this Echo, if he flash E's onto Chronic's face, boop, and he goes down here. A beautiful ult by the Echo, avoiding the Malphite ultimate, getting certainly one-shot here. And now, like, he has a little bit of breathing room again. But again, he can't make a single mistake. If he does so, he just dies and the game is over. He spots the Lux flashes away from the ultimate. My god, you really don't get a second to breathe in this game. Yeah, and by the way, Lux can just ult away and say, nah, not today, bro, I'm chilling. It is indeed crazy. They tap the Echo. Now with the Echo that he has a lot more room to play, but he needs to be very careful of any actor on the map. He sees the Yon on the top side hand of the map, so he can finally go in again and go out instantly. But he gets tapped! No! Like, you see how much damage is in the game and how difficult it is for his champion at this point of the game to perform. Like, you need to be literally superhuman to not get killed. And Ella was probably running out soon. It's so rough for him. Like, there's so much damage. You just, whoop, nope, I'm gone. And it's over. It's crazy, actually. Man. Oh, soon it's Baron and Elder time again. Are you ready for another moment of either him getting one-tapped or literally playing out of his mind to kill everyone on the enemy team? Taking care of the mid lane priority, his team is already having fun. The Malphite running it down for no reason, not even being close to the Yasuo for a quick combo. Now he's just playing frontline, he has to make something happen. He has to be the carry, he has to be the frontline, the backline, the everything. Now the Rammus goes in, he gets taunted, he didn't have QSS available due to teleport. The Soraka is sustaining him, he's not allowed to hit the Rammus because if he hit the Rammus, he just dies to the Thornmail. He has 8,100 gold in his inventory and it's simply not enough. Like, his team is trying their hardest to lose, but maybe he gets a good opportunity to get something done here. His QSS comes out in 4 seconds. The Evelyn goes on for a quick kill, avoids certain death by the Rammus and goes out again. He has to ult for the minion wave, and again the enemy is just barraging him with skill shots, and every single time he is hit, he loses the majority of his HP. Like, every brush is certain death. Every movement he makes could potentially lead to his demise. The Yone hits him. You see the damage at this point. And only way to survive is the Soraka behind him, making sure he sustains, getting the blue buff. Now the Echo goes in over the wall, trying to catch Chronix off guard, but has to instantly ult out. If the Soraka sounds hit a single, like a little bit earlier, the Echo just dies. But now the Rammus is so tanky, 733 armor. The Rammus, my god, look at all the action on the screen. There are so many things happening. He realizes that the Yone goes back to the Ghost, goes for a free kill here, has to be very, very careful of the enemy, hoping that his teammates will defend. The Rammus does a real big grief maneuver, allowing himself to get killed, even though they could have potentially ended mid lane with the power of Rammus and just walking into the base. He now spotted the enemy recalling and hit her in the base, but it's simply not enough. Like, what is happening? Somebody has to clear the way. The Yasuo, he pings this very, very nice, and now they go for Elder. The game is still not over, this game is still going. At this point of the game, you don't do anything anymore. She just one-taps you on cooldown. Like, she just kills you. Like, this champion scaling at this point, you just die. Okay, they get the Elder secured, the one-tap scenario is now in play. All the damage he just took from just being slightly touched again. This game is still not over, even though they have Elder. The entirety of the enemy base is now burning. All the sideways are playing against Chronic's team, and it's so difficult for him to find just footing in the game. He is now waiting for the enemy to potentially make a mistake to appear on this wave so he can one-tap them. Like, that's the best play available for him, because if he shows you, nothing will happen. Like, he just tries his best to find a pick, because that is what he needs. If he gets a pick on the Echo, his game will be so much easier. Like, if the Echo is removed from the equation, there's nobody just immediately one-shots him by just touching him. Like, he is playing in Challenger, like, this is the highest possible rank you can play in Europe. Like, all the games in Sovereign, Challenger, Grandmaster, and Master are basically into the same people. Look, if the Echo reached him, the Echo would have killed him. He would have literally killed him. Oh, he got the quick tapper on him. Look at the Ezreal damage at this point. Just Soraka, the immobile ambulance, comes around the corner, heals him up. At this point of the game, the Soraka healing is so strong and so potent, but it's still not enough. Everyone on the enemy team has a crown. The Malphite just can't do anything anymore. He just can look menacingly into your eyes, whereas the entire enemy team knows exactly that Kha'zix is the issue. Oh, he got bound? It's very dangerous right now. Oh my god. If the enemy was paying more attention to this, it had cooldowns, he just dies instantly. The Yone missed the ultimate on Kha'zix. The Kha'zix has now time to kill the Yone. Oh my god, it was such a butt clencher, but he wins the game. Like, how crazy was this game? He just went Super Saiyan mode, and he just said, no, I will not lose. So yeah, like, a 30 bomb, he dropped a 30 bomb, this isn't an ego shooter. 170... Hello? Mod check? Mod check? Hello? Is this legal? I don't think so. This is also not legal, what's this? Bruh. Bruh. Okay. After this game, my voice is done. I cosplayed Eminem a little bit too much. So now I have to stop. I'll be back tomorrow, where we'll do more of this stuff. And we'll catch each other. I can't speak, it's just over, just FF it. Anyways, we'll catch each other tomorrow. And yeah, enjoy your evening, your day, whatever time zone you're in. And goodbye. Oh yeah, and by the way, very important, very important, watch the new video. Like, I'm going offline now, now is your time to shine. Now is your time to watch the video. Goodbye, people.